Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
It's all about Team Trinity Fitness today, and we're honored to have Latrice Brenson joining us again. How's everything going, darling?
Everything is good. I can't complain. What about yourself? How are you?
It's going well. Thank you so much. Pleasure to have you here, and would love for you to get to know and everyone to get to know you. Tell us a little bit about your company and what it is you do.
Yeah, of course. So I'm the owner of Team Trinity Fitness, and what I do is I provide one-on-one customized nutrition and personal training services to my clients. I also specialize in fat loss. I do first time bodybuilding competition prep coaching. I do military training to help service members achieve a good score on their body composition test as well as their physical fitness training test. So I do pretty much everything fitness individually with my clients.
Oh, well, we are excited to have you here. Would you mind sharing the website, all forms of contact, how we can reach you?
Absolutely. So the website is www.teamtrinityfit.com. And then my email is info@teamtrinityfit.com if you want to email me.
Awesome. You have a new service coming into play the next few months, right? What is that about?
I do. So I want to get into corporate coaching, which is getting into businesses and kind of teaching them how to structure their wellness programs so their employees can get the most out of life and get so they can get more productive in the work environment. So that is a service that I'm working on providing. I'm excited about it.
Yay. Well, we're excited too to have you back here and to talk more about the work you're doing. You want to give us specific details about all the services that you offer?
Sure. So online personal training. I'm doing a little bit of in-person training right now. I'm located in Georgia, but majority of my business is located online. I do one-on-one nutrition coaching, macronutrient breakdown coaching, lifestyle habit coaching, all the phases of bodybuilding competition prep coach. So somebody who has never stepped on the stage before ever in their life and they want to work towards that goal. We go from start to finish, however long that takes. I walk them step by step through that process. And I also do military fitness training, as I stated, where I help service members in all branches of the service optimize their physical fitness test.
Ooh, awesome. And my goodness, you mentioned cardiovascular conditioning plans, military fitness training. I mean, really, you work with all different phases of bodybuilding too, competitions. Pretty impressive. And for those that may not know you yet, tell me just about your background because obviously you're physically fit. What brought you into this business?
Yeah, so I am active duty military, honestly, and I've been serving for 18 years in the Army. So this business blossomed out of my love for fitness that came through the military. When I was in the military, well, I'm still in the military, but I work with soldiers, and a lot of soldiers were having a hard time meeting the body composition test. And I've seen a lot of soldiers doing a lot of unhealthy weight loss protocols just to make the tape, or they would do some overtraining just to get ready for the PT test. And something in me said that there has to be a better way. Like there has to be a better way. So that's when I branched off and started my education to really learn about anatomy and learn about physical fitness and learn about nutrition to try to solve some of those issues. And then that went into me doing this, with the general population as well.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, for joining us. And again, just to remind everyone, Team Trinity Fitness is here, and Latrice Brenson offering us all the advice, telling you what she can help you with. And yes, virtual. You're based out of where?
I'm based out of Georgia.
Perfect. All right. I know for this podcast in particular, you want to kind of dive down the road, talk about nutrition and maybe some common issues and probably a lot of excuses that people make when we try to lose weight and get in shape. Go ahead. What are
Yeah.
they?
So by far, as a trainer working with clients, trying to figure out how to help them and what kind of avenues to types of approaches that I can use to help them, I always hear some common phrases. And those common phrases are, I'm too busy. I don't have enough time to work out. I'm going to injure myself, or I'm scared I'm going to hurt myself. I don't know where to start. I don't have the motivation, and it's just not important right now, and I don't need to do because I have other priorities. So those are some of the excuses, and those are some of the, I won't say excuses, but reasons, because some people really think that those are valid reasons, and I get that. But those are the majority of the reasons that I hear for why people don't take that step.
And the ultimate one I have to say is the whole time thing. Can I just say something? Because I've always been that person. I don't have time. I have time. I have kids. I have work. But can I just mention that little things to start can go a long way, even if it's walking for 5 minutes outside your house? Because that's what I started to do. I live in a court. I'd get my son on the bike and then start. So I'm just saying, there is time, and maybe if you do a little bit at a time, sometimes that could guide you and make you more passionate, want to do more, and all of a sudden you start to have more time, right?
Yes, and you start to have more energy. And sometimes we don't understand how drained we are because we overwork ourselves. We overcommit ourselves in our daily schedule. And then at the end of the day, it's like, well, what did I do for me? Like, what self-care did I do for myself? Like, I have my kids, I have my job, I have all of these hats that I'm wearing. But then at the end of the day, like, where's the self-care? And it's not selfish. It's not selfish if you make time for yourself, because the healthier you feel, the more productive you will be wearing those other hats.
I agree. And let's talk more about all these. You want to mention some more of these responses?
Oh yeah.
You have a lot.
Yeah. So I can talk about the it's not important one. So it's very unfortunate that at times when it comes to health and fitness, we have to get to a certain point where the doctor is like mandating that we implement these healthier lifestyles because of a diagnosis or because of something that has happened in our body because we didn't, make the right choices. And so what I like to do is influence people to get ahead of that and to say that it is important. It is important that you exercise. It is important that you try to learn what you can about nutrition and have variety in your diet and have flexibility in your schedule to fit in workouts, because the stronger you are, the more your body is able to recover if you do go to the doctor and the doctor says, hey, this is what you have to do. So it's important enough to prevent a lot of diseases and things that we can get in our bodies before it happens. So yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's talk about some regimens, some routines, right? How do we start being realistic about our goals and dedicate this time? What did you want to advise us with?
Yeah, so prioritize yourself. And prioritizing yourself doesn't mean that you're selfish. Prioritizing yourself doesn't mean that you're taking time away from your family. It just simply means starting somewhere and thinking about yourself. Typically, when you wake up in the morning and you are about to go about your day, like think about those time slots that you have in your day, whether it be 10 minutes, like you said, 5-10 minutes, just to take a brisk walk outside, or to just think about what you're going to eat for the day. And instead of stopping at Burger King or stopping at, I don't know if I can name places on here, but stopping at named restaurants, you can pack your lunch. That's something simple that you can start with. And you also can include your family and friends in your workout routine. So kids, they're very energetic, they're very active, they like doing stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can go outside, throw the ball with your kids, you can run around in circles, play tag with them, and you can make
So
fitness a
true.
family event and start to like multitask and combine some things that you're already doing, like for moms and dads who are going to their kids' soccer game or basketball game, instead of sitting in the bleachers or instead of sitting in a lawn chair, you can walk the track, you can walk the stairs. So there's a lot of practical things that you can do with your time management if you feel like you don't have time, and you don't have the motivation. You just got to get up and do it.
Got it. I love it. Get up and do it. We
Just
could
get
do
up
it.
and do it.
Motivate,
Do
motivate,
it.
motivate. Latrice, also remind us of your website, how we could reach you, please.
www.teamtrinityfit.com. You can fill out my contact form there, or you can email me at info@teamtrinityfit.com and we can schedule a consultation call.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. Let's continue the talk. What else do you have in mind for us today?
So I just wanted to talk more about like the importance of understanding your body, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like today in society we have a lot of social media influences about what you should look like, what you shouldn't look like, and unrealistic
I just did a
expectations.
post about that this morning. I did like a video of me with a filter where I
Yeah,
look all glamorous and like smooth and beautiful. And then like do the regular one, which I still look good. Let's be honest. I look decent, but like not as good because filters make everyone look so perfect. But
yeah,
it's so sad that that's what everyone does. And so everyone thinks someone is like this and they're not really that. And it's like, just be honest, be true to yourself. And I quoted like the Billy Joel song, I love you just the way you are. Just,
yeah. And it's crazy because it's like everything has a click of the button nowadays, and you can find your ideal body look on the internet if you just look for it hard enough. But I think it's important for you to know yourself and know your body. Okay. So setting realistic expectations for if you do have a body composition goal, like if you are working out in a resistance training in a cardio regiment or level of activity to look a certain way, that look is realistic for your body type and not a picture that
no,
you found on the internet or some social media images that you found on the internet that you think that you want to look like that, and you get discouraged because you're working and you're working and you're working and you feel like you're never going to get there. But like, you have to know yourself, like be okay with what your body is able to do, honor your body, practice self-care, keep yourself healthy, and then practice the consistency of the day-to-day lifestyle habits of eating, working out, go getting your blood work, making sure your internal systems and everything is operating optimally, and going to the doctor, staying regular on your water intake. There's so many dehydrated people walking around, just the basics. The basics are just overlooked every day.
I agree. It's so sad, so true. But for someone who's not in the regimen and what you're doing, how do you kickstart them and inspire them? What are you going to do to kickstart them today?
So okay. Motivation, I tell my clients this all the time. Motivation is great, right? It is great to have motivation and that will inside, that burning sensation to say, "Hey, go. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it right now." Right? But let's be realistic. There's days when you don't have that. And I think that's what I want to speak to. I want to speak to what happens when you don't feel like doing anything. And my answer to that is you have to remind yourself of the why. You have
Mm-hmm.
to bring yourself back to saying, okay, I know that I should be working out, but why should I work out? Like, what is this going to make? What is this? How is this going to benefit my life? Right? This is going to make sure that I'm able to run around with my grandkids in the next 10, 20 years. This is going to make sure that my blood pressure stays regulated. This is going to make sure that my cholesterol stays level. This is going to make sure that my mental health is intact.
Mm-hmm.
So when you remind yourself of why you're exercising and why you're eating this piece of broccoli, those are the things that you need to think about. And then after you think about all those things and you remind yourself that you have a purpose for doing it, you just got to do it. Like you just got to get up and don't think about it too long, because if you sit there and you think about it, you're going to change your mind. You're going to find excuses. Just get up and go. And then what I have found from having conversations with lots of clients is that within the first 15 minutes of your workout, you're going to be fine. It is the process of getting out the bed, getting dressed, walking out the door. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get there in the environment, in the gym, you don't have to go to a gym, but most people like going to the gym. But if you don't want to go to the gym, once you get outside and the sunlight, hits your skin and, your eyes wake up, like you're going to get into it. So you just got to get past those first 3 steps: waking up, brushing your teeth, washing your hair, hygiene, whatever, and getting out the door.
You're right. Oh, you're right. We do. We do. You got me thinking. I brushed my teeth today. No, I did. Oh gosh. All right. Good to know. Good to know. What other things, Latrice, as a trainer and as an inspiration, do you want to share? Could you share some of the personal stories of the people you're working with or have worked with, and how you've gone from A to B or A to Z with them?
Yes, sure. So I think the clients that I've had the most fun working with were those who did not have like dramatic transformations.
Mm-hmm.
They just remained consistent
Okay.
over a long amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll speak to a particular client. I was working with him for about a year. And, honestly, he was struggling with drinking alcohol, and he was struggling with maybe some confidence issues, maybe. But working over time, he had some like performance-based goals that he wanted to have. So he wanted to increase his bench press, he wanted to increase his deadlift, he wanted to increase his squat. So he worked a training program consistently. Like he was on this training program. He hardly didn't miss any training sessions, and he completed all of those tasks. He increased his bench press, increased his deadlift, increased his squat. His lean muscle tissue in his body went up. His body fat percentage went down. And he started counseling.
Wow.
And and when I say that, I like for people to have not just a physical transformation, but also a mental one. Just getting in touch with what are the things in my life that I'm struggling with, and what am I doing to help those things in my life that are causing me issues. Because a lot of us are dealing with issues and we're not really actively trying to work on those issues. They're just there and they just keep manifesting themselves in random
Mm-hmm.
situations. So I applaud my clients who do the mental work as well, to like really, really understand, okay, maybe I do have a
Yeah.
drinking problem. And so now I'm going to go get help, because my drinking problem is the reason why I can't lose the weight, or my drinking problem is the reason why I am in the situation that I am in. So I think for that client, like he's totally amazing. That was a transformation moment for me as a coach, because I get to work one-on-one and see like people really understand themselves. So I love it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And who's that girl working out in the background with you right now? I can't see. Is that you? Okay, is that a
Who,
picture of you?
who, whoever it is, she's really strong because she's been holding that plank.
Ah, that's
She's been
awesome.
she's been holding that plank for at least, I don't know, like 20
Oh,
minutes now.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right. And Latrice Brenson, if you are just tuning in again, is here. We are so excited to have her and talking more about the work she's doing to help us become physically fit and nutrition, the topic of the day. What else about nutrition do you want to share with us? Because it's really hard. My gosh, I have little ones, right? 6 and 8. We go to the supermarket and it's unfortunate what they do. You know, people pay more for that end aisle to put all that candy, all the crap on the end, and it's like, mommy, chips, mommy. It's like, right? There's,
Yeah. Well, with nutrition, it kind of depends on your goals and what you want to accomplish. Like overall general health, um, processed foods are just not the best in excess. So consuming excessive processed foods are just not the best. So I always recommend 80% of your diet be whole, nutritious foods and sources that are grown from the earth, that are, you know, killed. I don't know if you're a vegetarian, you don't like me saying that, but I'm sorry. Um, but fruits and vegetables, grains, fruit, lean cuts of meat is what you want to have 80% of your diet. Now, of course, I'm not saying processed food is the devil, don't ever eat it. I'm not saying that.
yeah.
Because I think in 2023, like that is just so unrealistic for the vast majority of the population. But what I am saying is try to have 80% of your food be whole and nutritious, and then the 20% processed. If you can do more than that, then do more than that. Now, in terms of nutrition, in terms of like your body composition and your weight goals,
Mm-hmm.
the biggest thing I can tell you as a coach that I struggle with is people not knowing how to track their calories and their nutrition. And um the amount of food that you chew in your mouth has nothing to do with the overall amount of calories. So I hear a lot of times my clients say, "Oh, well, Latrice, I don't eat that much, and I can't understand why I'm
Yeah.
not losing weight." Right? Well, I can eat a burger that's easily 550, 600 calories. And, I could be done with that burger in 5 minutes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, totally.
Right? But I also can eat 4 ounces of chicken breasts and 2 cups of veggies. That's less than that, but I'm chewing more. So it's a psychological thing. Like you got to know, you got to have the education to understand nutrition. You have to understand like what is a carbohydrate, what is a protein, what is a fat, and what do I have to
Mm-hmm.
eat for my body so I can produce the weight that I want to produce, or so I can meet my fitness goals, lose weight, gain weight, maintain your weight, things of that nature. It's just not taught enough. I don't remember in school like really sitting down to like learn this.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I really don't think that.
No.
um do you remember?
No, I don't. We didn't.
We
No.
didn't.
No, we had a food pyramid.
Yeah.
Which has changed over the years, but no one really stressed, yeah, the importance of that. I mean, but you're also younger than me. I'm 45, so
Well, you look great.
oh, thank you.
You do. You do. You look amazing.
No, but
But yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that everybody should put their food on a food scale to know portion sizes, but I am saying that that is a
yeah.
fundamental thing that's missing with understanding what visual portion sizes look like. If you go to any restaurant and you order spaghetti, the whole plate is going to be filled with spaghetti. That is not a serving. That is about 4 servings. So if you ask somebody, what did you have for dinner? I just had, a serving of lasagna in their mind, which is the whole plate. Like, no, that's not a serving. That's about 4 or 5 servings. So I think that just, with nutrition, it kind of really depends on what you want to do. what your goal is, if you're eating for performance, if you're eating to look a certain way, or if you're eating just to have general health and wellness.
Got it. Well, thank you so much. We're about out of time, Latrice. Wow. It always goes so fast. Remind us how we can reach you, contact you, and you do offer initial free consultation, right?
I do. Free consultation. It's by Zoom call. So I'll have you fill out a consultation form. We'll talk just in this nature right here. I'll get to know everything about you, and then I'll get you started on a fitness and a nutrition program. And how to contact me. My email address is info@teamtrinityfit.com, or you can email me at teamtrinityfit@gmail.com, or you can go to my website and fill out a contact form at www.teamtrinityfit.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Pleasure having you, and looking forward to the next time we connect. Thanks again, sweetheart. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, everyone. We'll be right back with more.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.